in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm meteorologist Hayden Nix along with Mr. Thomas Lipham. You should know his name by now. He is the director of programming here at the Museum of Discovery, and we are back with another amazing episode. This one is called Stomp Rockets. I think this one's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, so this one is all about aerodynamics and pressure. So a Stomp Rocket uses some air. Let me show you a store-bought version.
Seen these before. Yep.
This is like a bladder, and you squish it, usually with your foot. You stomp on it, right? Hence the name. And you have some hosing and a specialized tube that provides a little bit of laminar flow out of there.
Got it.
Compared to turbulent. But what we want to do is figure out how can we make one of these at home. Because you may not be able to purchase these. They are fairly affordable on Amazon. But if you have the materials at home.
And why wouldn't you want to make one like this?
You can make one amazing. Like this. So this is just a little segment of garden hosing, and really you can use any hosing that you want.
Okay.
And you can make this entirely out of PVC if you want. I'll show you kind of a version that I've got that can do that. So if you have a 2-liter bottle, those work pretty well because the hose sizes are somewhat similar, which makes it a little bit easier to duct tape. But hey, we're talking duct tape. So
yeah.
Just wrap it up, and if it leaks a little bit of air, that's okay. Really what we're looking is for most of the air to be able to make it through this end.
Got it.
So the idea is pretty basic. So you squish this down, it forces the air through the hose, out through the PVC, and this is our launch stand.
Got it.
So that's where we get one of these, and you kind of set it on. I'll show you how to make these in just a moment. Squish it, and it's gone.
There you go.
What we're gonna do is show you how to make one of these at home. Really simple ingredients. We're talking paper. Take your pick. What color do you want today?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to pick blue. That's my favorite color.
All right. I think I'm gonna go bright green today.
All right.
Now, when you get an extra piece of PVC, you want to make sure it's the same diameter as your launching stand.
Okay.
So that way you know how to size the diameter of your rocket.
Got it.
Now, you can either do it long ways or sideways. I typically recommend doing it long way.
Okay.
That's going to allow the rocket to have basically more surface area touching the outside of this, which is going to allow it to maximize more of that air coming out.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what you do is just kind of roll it over. Now, I like to start pretty tight.
Okay.
And then get it on there, and I like to slide it. If it has a decent bit of friction, just loosen your hands just a little bit. And if this thing will slide out on its own, that's what you want.
Like that?
But you don't want it to just be way too wide, because then too much air is going to leak out.
Okay.
Then you get your Scotch tape, or masking tape, or however you want.
I can see where this part could get a bit tricky. You still have to hold it tight until you can get the tape on there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I usually tape one side up, and I flip it around, tape the other side.
Got it.
And really that's all the main taping to hold it together, because now you can kind of just let it go and it's going to hold its shape. And you're not really going to be leaking air out of here. There's so many rolls of paper in this middle spot that it's pretty much okay.
Got it.
What we need to do is we need to close up one end.
Yeah.
That's the next step. So what I recommend is just fold it flat, right?
Okay.
So just fold it flat, and then I get some tape. I put it across the top and fold it over.
Okay. So the top, fold it over, and there you go. Okay.
Yeah, and then if you want, so like with the other one, what I had done is I had kind of notched in the edges a little bit.
Made it like a little bit of a rocket at the top?
Yeah, so it kind of looked like a rocket at the top, but it's effectively going to be about the same thing. You can kind of do it however you want.
There we go.
If you're working with some youngers in your house, that may be a little bit challenging. You can also staple it. It's really convenient to staple this part. But I wanted to use as few ingredients as possible.
Now, of course, you can draw on this, decorate it a little bit, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely. Here. Let me go grab my other one. I'm going to show you.
Okay. I got to put a little something on here.
And I've got our logo. I've got a hatch and some rivets, some rocket fuel at the bottom. And you'll notice on this one, I added some fins. So what you can do for fins is you just cut a strip. At least this is the way I recommend cutting fins. You cut a strip off of the end of your paper.
Okay.
And then you can just kind of cut your diagonals, right? So if you want to fin like this, You want them to be relatively the same size. So now you've got some relatively matching fins. And all you need is to tape them on one side. You can tape them on both to get them to stick perfectly out, but it's kind of cool. You can get some spiral effects if you kind of lean it towards one side. And you can try different shapes. You can try diamonds, you can try triangles, square, curved, however you want.
Part of the experimentation to see how it's going to work out and affect the rocket.
That's exactly right.
Storm rocket, does that work?
Look at that, the Storm Rocket, of course.
All right.
Ready to give it a go?
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
So this is our main launching device.
Okay.
And like I said, you can build it with hosing, or you can try and build it directly with PVC.
Okay.
So this is also PVC, by the way. If you don't have it at home, I recommend just grabbing a few pieces at the hardware store next time, because it's so versatile for building. You can have a lot of fun building with these things, and you can also teach about angles, and kids just have a ton of fun with this stuff.
Yeah.
So we have a couple over here that we're going to head over.
And this stuff is not very expensive either, especially just the little short pieces and stuff like that, maybe $1 or $2 just to get what you need out of that.
That's exactly right. So over here, you notice I've got a coupler right here.
Yep.
And so I just get this and snugly attach it in. When we think about it, our air has a path to go now.
Okay.
So that's like a single shot, right? So that just goes out to 1.
Yep.
But I put a T right here, so this goes out to 2. So we can launch both of them at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Now, hold on, I got to angle mine up. You had yours a little higher.
Oh, look at you talking trajectory.
Yeah.
Here. So trajectory is another great thing to experiment with.
Okay.
So you can try it way down low. You can try it straight up. You can try different angles, and you can go for height.
Okay.
You can also go for distance. You can also go for flight time. So there's different challenges. You can also go for accuracy. That's the hardest one.
Yeah.
So if you have a specific like bucket that you try and get it in, families, I don't necessarily recommend that. It gets really tough really quick. But it's a lot of fun. You ready to give it a rip?
Yeah. All right.
3, 2, 1. There we go.
Woo!
Now you notice our bottle gets a little mangled, so you have to kind of squeeze it, squish it back into shape.
Okay.
So, and then if you're working with just one family, you can actually, not necessarily with this one, but if you have a single line, you can blow into it to inflate it back up. And these do have a limited lifespan. So after 20, 40 stomps, they just don't want to refill.
Right.
So we're going to switch this over to the single. Oh, and by the way, you can do handheld if you want.
That's right.
So you can forgo the stand if you have a limited amount of PVC. But I just want to show you our other version.
I don't know why, but I like the single one better, just the way that you've got it all set up here.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about PVC is it's really flexible. You can change it kind of however you want.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go for a straight up shot. We're just going to hit the ceiling.
Got it. I think yours actually went a little bit past mine over there, and can't see it on the camera, but
that close.
Just a little bit. So I'm going to let you win that one.
One other great thing to experiment with is the amount of pressure the kids can produce. So if you've got a younger kid, say like a 3 or 4-year-old, they're going to be a lot lighter, maybe a little bit less adept at being able to step directly on it. If you get a 2-foot stomp on it with like a 5 and 6-year-old, you can really get these things flying pretty far.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if I'm going to do the 2-step. I'll just do it with the simple 1-step on this one.
All right, let's see if we can hit our ceiling in 3, 2, 1. All right, nailed it.
Got it. I could see a tournament, a championship with all of this just from a simple afternoon, a little competitiveness with family and friends. You're going to have a lot of fun with this, but of course, there's going to be more episodes. Tuning in at kark.com/science for more at-home Discovery episode updates. This is another fun one here. There's much more, so go there to check it out. Thank you again, Thomas, for letting us come by. We'll see you next time.